We are ready for the opening face-off. The winner will take on the Utah Archers, the #1 seed, tomorrow in the championship. Utah went 3-0 in round-robin play. Peyton Rozanka escapes from the scrum. And the Atlas in the blue will begin with the ball. Here's Kobe Smith. He's had a quiet champ series. Puts one on cage and scores. Quiet no longer.
And he took a hit afterwards. You could see him grimacing and holding his chest.
20 in red, Matt Campbell, a PLL All-Star in his first 2 seasons. And he has 9 assists in this champ series, most of any player. Rozanka, the cause to turnover as Liam Entenman, the goalie, sets up the clear.
You gotta love the energy by Rozanka early on. He plays with a lot of juice.
Chet Camizio defended by Ryan Drenner. Camizio, more of a defensive player. This is Ronan Jacoby, one of the breakout stars of the Champ Series last year, and now 4 in blue. Dylan Malloy, the big bear. Jacoby, and the shot clock ran out. Took too long to get into the offense. 43 in red, making his Champ Series debut in 2025. That's Jeff Trainer. He did not play due to an injury in pool play.
And he brings a toughness.
JJ Silstrop, the former Denver Pioneer, gets the Cannons even.
Back to Jeff Trainer. He just brings a toughness to their defense that they've been frankly lacking, as we see head coach Stephen Brooks
by yourself.
For Atlas there on the left side of your screen.
Keegan Kahn turns the corner, finding Xanadu. It's 2-1. Trainer will initiate. You can see that right leg heavily wrapped. Here's Verdaro, 13 goals inside the arc. Most of any player. That time a doorstep denial by Entenman.
Incredible save there by Entenman, and heads up by Carpenter, hunting that loose ball on the rebound.
Carpenter was an all-time face-off, or rather takeaway artist in his time at Duke, a 3-time All-American, very versatile. Camizio spins it back to Malloy. Former Tewaaraton winner at Brown with the goal and a flag at the end of the play.
Cannons foul. Hold, wiped out. Cannons ball.
I mentioned it. Dylan Malloy just needs more touches. Last night, only 11. I just don't think the Cannons really have the defensive physical force to match up with him. He's such a load.
In the last 3 years in the PLL, Malloy only played a total of 7 games, and he's found a bit of a second wind here in this Champ Series. A lot of dancing around the cage. Entenman scoops it up, but a flag down, and it's going to be on the Atlas.
Atlas foul 34, 30-second technical, hold.
All penalties in the Champ Series format are full-time, which means the offended team will be on a power play for the entire duration of the penalty and can score as many goals as possible in that span.
You got to defend the 2 in these scenarios. 20 Campbell of note here, but Drenner and Knowlton can also pull it from range.
Yeah, Knowlton's been a surprise threat from the outside in this Champ Series. Campbell over to Knowlton. Easy look there by Drenner, but Entenman the stonewall.
We mentioned him having to step up, and he's been solid early as we see Cannons a little bit of a press here.
Ostabile momentarily flashed open. Atlas will wait to get their personnel on. Here's Miles Jones, 6'5" with a hammer, and he fires up this crowd at the St. James.
Jones waits for no man. He saw an opportunity with some green and took it as Silstrop responds on the doorstep. And that's where you got to have a short memory. Colin Kersey gets scored on. Who cares? Get the ball out of the cage and get it going the other way.
Costabile with the feed. Rozanka gets the goal for the Atlas. It's 5-2. Trainer Over to Drenner. Brian Drenner, Towson product, 5-time PLL All-Star. Nolting against Jones, that's a lot of mass, and Drenner, who has put up 5 points in all 3 games for the Cannons, gets the tally.
And you saw what makes Nolting so special. If you slide to him, he can distribute accordingly. The scout or book on him so far in this champ series is don't slide, just trust your one-on-one matchup, turn him into a goal scorer, and he's done just that.
He has been one of the top goal scorers in this championship series and shooting at a high clip, 54%, entering the semifinal. Nolting puts one on Cage. Entenmann got a piece of it, springs out of the net. Atlas have to get it across midfield before the shot clock hits 20. And they do with Costabile, teed up by Bubba Fairman, who had 4 caused turnovers against the Atlas yesterday.
There you saw the presence of trainer Xander Dixon, number 10's cut into the cage. Costabile tries to hit him. Dixon was, whoa, here comes trainer. I don't want to get my head taken off.
Campbell coming out of the substitution box, 20 in red. He's a threat from the outside, looking for Drenner. Bit of a slip screen there. Now Drenner against Kobe Smith. Shot clock at 3. Drenner wisely throws that away to prevent a live ball turnover.
Yeah, you've got to avoid that late shot in the clock where you just throw an easy one to the goalie. Next thing you know, you got transition going the other way.
Entenmann scored a goal yesterday. That time chose discretion as he got close to midfield. No flag there.
Got a ball on the field. It's not irrelevant.
Well, Matty Palem has been part of the entertainment factor at the Champ Series the last few years.
It's the second time we've seen the Cannons employ that kind of press ride, shutting off all the 5 available players for Entenmann.
Nolting puts one home.
Nice little pump fake there to freeze the defense, eliminate any potential support or help before then burying it.
Miles Jones driving on Ethan Rawl. Jones, like Gulliver on the island of Lilliput.
You're gonna have to explain that reference.
He was a shark and the little small fishies were around him.
RB Anish, just to further your point on the matchup with Nolting, Razanka's there now. They'll switch with Smith as well, but this is 3 games in 3 nights for Atlas, and Razanka sells out every time. That's how tough of a cover Asher Nolting is. And when he was asked by the coaching staff to be on that matchup, he immediately said yes, but he's pulling double duty on both sides of the ball.
That's a lot to ask. Camizio spins it back. Jacoby's shot saved by Kirst, his first of the game. It's going to go to the Atlas, they say. Last touch Cannons, Kirst got a piece. In the field game, on a shot that goes out of bounds, it's closest to the ball. Where and when it goes out that determines possession. Here it's like basketball. Last touch, Kirst gets another save on the Costabile rocket. Out of bounds, we get a loose ball push on Boston. And it goes back to the Atlas with a shot clock refresh.
These second chance possessions are so hard to defend.
Costabile trying to shake Parlett. A couple of Notre Dame guys, and that will go to the Cannons.
Yeah, crease violation on Costabile. Felt like he tried to do a little too much that possession and ran out of daylight there. You got to bounce behind the cage or just move that along to Dixon.
Aslanian from long distance, sprawling stop, Entenmann. Costabile now just 1 for 10 shooting against the Cannons. 1 for 8 last night, 0 for 2 today.
Hands.
Camizio, errant pass. Kahn tries to save it and then turns it over. Seven turnovers. Verdaro feathering the sideline over to Parlett. 3 seconds, shot on Cage. Entenmann denies. 8 minutes in the books, 1 quarter in the books. The Atlas up by 2 on the defending champion Cannons. Trip to tomorrow's final on the line.
They were able to weather that storm for a half against Atlas. Totally different equation having to do that for a full game as Camizio somehow breaks out.
Carpenter thought about it too. Looked like Camizio was about to get shipwrecked and found a life raft. There's Malloy posting up, doubled. Skip pass, step down, Costabile. That's a 2.
Beautiful find there by Dylan Malloy. You can see him just leaning in on his defender, drawing the attention before throwing that crossfield skip pass.
A great nugget by Joe Keegan. And it plays to fruition. Jeff Traynor gets on the board with a 2-pointer. Cannons give up a goal. They get an answer more than half the time.
And that's all about Kirst. Just not dwelling on the goal that he's given up, but getting the ball out and up quickly. One of the best passers from a goalie standpoint. His outlets are crisp, they got touch.
That's turn and rake, shake and bake. Runner behind the cage. Now Nolting. He's got a big size and girth advantage and hisses that one a bit high.
Good job there by Carpenter, just kind of getting up into Nolting's hands, pushing him out as much as he possibly can.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
Jacoby against Rawl. Those were teammates at Rutgers. Malloy got a piece of Kirst. Xander Dixon, AKA the Slim Reaper, working on Vardaro. Dixon crafty inside, 8 goals in this champ series, make it 9.
Nice little rocker step there. He went for the inside roll, got the defensive player to overcompensate there, and then just came right back to his right hand to go top side.
Noticeable adjustment too with the Atlas offense on that possession. Stephen Brooks calling in after the first quarter. I want the ball to start more from X, and the guy who carries it across midcourt can't be the person that takes it to X. They need the ball to move. It moves quicker, and that way the defense can shift. So you saw that adjustment on that last goal by Dixon.
Yeah, and Dana, yesterday when the Atlas fell by 8 goals to Boston, only 3 assists in that game to 14 turnovers. Nolting, heroic effort, couldn't get the goal. It's Atlas ball. We remind you the League One Volleyball Classic wraps up later tonight with the championship match, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Ryan and I staying at the same hotel, overrun by volleyball this week. Here comes Costabile, windmills down the alley, low shot stoned by Kirst. And that one thrown away, it goes back to the Cannons. 4 saves now for Kirst. Campbell, no soup for you.
Good closeout there by Carpenter. Not allowing Campbell to get that clear look at his hands free.
We get a timeout by Stephen Brooks. Atlas up 3, trip to tomorrow's final at stake. The Golden Stick Award goes to the player with the most scoring goals. So that's 1s and 2s assists. Don't count Brian Costabile leading the way. Mac O'Keefe, 1 less game, but we'll get to see Utah tomorrow in the championship. And if you haven't watched Mac O'Keefe play, there is a lyricism to his left hand as Keegan Khan cashes in.
Like lightning coming out of his stick. Ultra quick release.
Carter Parlett spinning away, the intercept. Carpenter scores like a highwayman.
And right now the Atlas are getting contributions across their roster. That's really been the difference in this game. You look Carpenter with 1, Rizanka's got one, Kobe Smith's got one, and Kahn with two.
Campbell skips past Miles Jones and scores. Quick outlet. There comes Rizanka. 1-on-3. Turbines through the defense. Kick save by Kirst.
Step up, Costa, step up!
And a timeout by Brian Holman and the Boston Cannons. Defending champs down 4. Colin Kirst, though, starting to settle in. The Utah Archers, by virtue of the #1 seed and going 3-0 in round robin play, have today off. They get a bye into the championship. The Maryland Whipsnakes eliminated. They went winless. Winner of New York and Boston plays Utah tomorrow, and you have to think that extra day of rest is going to give Utah a big advantage.
Yeah, huge advantage. And these guys, the quick turnaround, 6 p.m. start time to then 1:30 tomorrow.
Less than 24 hours. Knowlton, Drenner, Entenmann foils. 7 saves for Liam Entenmann. You get your goalies to be above 50% in this format, it is an absolute game changer.
And Entenmann came in at his first game well north of 50, and a couple highlight reel saves. Not all saves are created equal. Some you're supposed to make, some are robbery. There's one he wishes he had back.
Here we go!
The low angle down the alley shot there by Campbell.
11-8, Entenmann at 50%, Kirst only at 33. There's Costabile, top point score against Aslanian. Retreats, feeds Dixon on the wing. Dixon sizes up Parlett. Costabile fires and scores.
Beautiful cut there by Costabile and a spot feed by Malloy, leading him towards the open space.
Another timeout by Brian Holman. Each team gets 3 timeouts per half. They do not carry over.
Entenmann, 7 saves in this first half, right at 50%. And just take a look at where some of these are happening. I mean, these are right on the doorstep, right on the crease. And then the 2-pointers are so critical to come up with, but he's been fantastic. He's been active. And I think defensively, they've done a good job of shoring up those ground balls when there have been rebounds, denying the Cannons second opportunities on those possessions.
Highlighting Big Monday on ESPN, we got a triple header and the marquee. The Notre Dame woman, #2 team in the country. If you have not seen Hannah Hidalgo, worth the price of admission.
I had a chance to speak with Liam Entenmann, RV, and Anish prior to this game, and I asked him what his mentality was. How do you even reset when the shots are coming at you so fast? And he told me that the goalie position is played between the ears, which means it's all mental. And he said after a goal or after a save, his approach is exactly the same. He just has to have that level of poise and humility. Wasn't super happy with his play last night, but cannot overcompensate tonight. Just has to remain even-keeled.
He was the best goalie in college lacrosse in his last 2 seasons at Notre Dame. Won 2 national championships with the Irish. Was a 5-year starter. Best goalie in program history, and that's a program that's produced some pretty good goalies.
Yeah, and he was explosive on that last save.
And a timeout called by the Atlas as they were in an ambush.
Listen, same thing. So, Malloy, Keegan, okay? I want Costa here, okay? Actually, sorry, I want Costa here. And then I need Jacoby here. And then Miles, are you fresh? Okay, I need Miles right here. Same thing, go down, shallow cut. We're gonna look for this little rodeo. What's gonna happen is this guy's gonna cut down, this guy's gonna cut the backside. Malloy, if it's not there, carry back up to Costa. Costa, you got a clear sweep over the top, all right? Tackle vengeance, all right?
Again, Anisha, I've never been in a huddle where if a coach turns to a player and says, are you fresh or are you good? They're like, nah, I just don't got it. I don't have it. Jones, are you fresh? Yeah, of course I'm good. Of course I'm good. I want to play. I want to play.
It's not even lying, right? It's just a reaction.
It's just a reaction. I'll catch my breath before I get back out there.
Here we go, right
So this
side.
play is set up for number 26, Brian Costabile. They want to get the ball in his stick and create enough space so he can then dodge. But Malloy
on the crease, almost had a look. He did. Kirst makes the stop. Loose ball. And Kirst, cat-like reflexes out of the cage, and then got whacked from the backside. But a timeout was called by Boston.
So needless to say, but that is not the play that Coach Brooks drew up in the huddle.
It was supposed to start with Malloy. We heard again, Costabile sweeping across, but it looked like Malloy did have an okay look.
I mean, you don't want to be a robot in those situations. Go off script if you need to. That's one of those, if you score, you get celebrated. If it doesn't work, it's like, hey, what happened to that play I drew up?
I like a comedian. Sometimes the improv just takes over. New York went 1-2 in round robin play. Beat the Whipsnakes handily, pushed the Archers, fell short, and then it seemed they ran out of gas. What's
or were
different?
they playing possum? Or were they playing possum?
Knowing full well going into yesterday that they could see Boston 2 days in a row.
I mean, that was the logical kind of matchup that we were going to be staring at, barring some sort of Whipsnakes miracle. I think looking at it, the thing that jumps out, number one, is Entenmann's play, right? He's north of 50%. Last night, he just was not nearly as sharp, and then they're getting contributions up and down the roster. I mean, to put things in perspective, every player has got a shot besides Camizio. So they're all taking aim and firing.
Here comes Campbell, snakes and stings.
Here we go.
4-point game for Campbell, 3 goals and an assist. Costabile off the crossbar, back to Camizio. Ronan Jacoby now. Here comes Malloy. Lowering his body into Trainer. Might have got away with a ward. Now Miles Jones, shot clock at 13, plenty of time. Jones through 2 defenders, shrugs him off, feeding Camizio. There's his shot, there's a goal. And right now, Miles Jones doesn't just look bigger, faster, stronger than everybody else he might be.
Yeah, Cannons just don't have the body type to match up with Jones and Malloy. And when they're both out there together, you just basically get the ball to one of the 2 of them, and they did on that last possession as Cannons respond.
Silstrop on cleanup duty off the rebound. Miles Jones, 2 goals and an assist. Jacoby against Drenner. Dixon slips off from the wing, had a good look.
And just to build on that, Jones, he's got 2 goals and 1 assist. He's only got 4 touches. So they've scored on 75% of the time he's had the ball.
He's also brought some swag to the St. James. He showed up a couple of times in a very luxurious fur coat. Campbell, too easy for him, and right before halftime, Boston starting to close the gap. Every Atlas player who is active has shot, and Stephen Brooks uses his final timeout. About a 10-second differential between game clock and shot clock.
This is where whatever you draw up, you want to hold for one. You got the opportunity to leave Cannons with maybe at 9 seconds left.
Again, carry down. Look for the curl. Shallow cut, get to the outside. Once we curl, this guy's got to dive down to the backside. If it's not there, Costabile gets out, we get a good sweep, we get a shot. Just be aware that if once Costa goes, we need to start flowing back up this way. We can't get caught low in the transition game, okay? Hey, 29 seconds up to 20, okay? So we're gonna attack with 12 seconds left on the clock. So take your time to get there, take your time, and then once you hit that below GLE, drive hard left, roll back. As soon as you roll back, Con will be there, up, over, go, okay?
There's a lot going on.
Yes.
Where the ball starts, expect that initial dodge to go back behind the cage. There'll be a little hook action on the crease. And again, end game, they want to get it to Costabile so he can sweep across the width of the field. So he's got a lot of space to operate. This is going to come down to timing because right now you got about 9 to 10 seconds differential. Cannons are going to have enough juice on the shot clock.
Last time Malloy initiated and then just decided to take his man to the cage.
Alone, Bob.
Malloy over to Costabile. Doesn't have room to operate. Costabile turns, fires, save, cursed. Has some English on it. Jones picks it up. Jones splits the double. Shot fake, score! Final second, time expires. There is a challenge flag thrown by Brian Holman. So they're gonna look at that last goal by Miles Jones. Was he in the crease maybe?
And the rebound, they're bringing the players all back so they don't go based off of how this challenge goes. Don't go, Anish.
The last possession by the Atlas is being challenged for a shot clock violation by the Cannons.
So they're going to challenge if it was a shot clock violation.
I mean, other than a goal, getting the rebound and a fresh clock was pretty much ideal outcome for Atlas. It's really a matter of was that initial shot by Costabile before the clock had expired.
So watching the shot clock here, it's the initial shot by Costabile. 1. Boy, that's awfully close.
That's off.
That's out of his stick.
Challenge, halftime.
Both teams combined for 13 goals in the second quarter. Miles Jones continues to be a force every time he touches the ball. Only has 5, and he's got 3 goals and an assist.
Yeah, good things are happening when they get him the ball. Cannons are going to have to figure out something defensively. Pick your poison. Do you support and slide and turn him into a distributor, or trust your one-on-one matchup and live with the outcomes?
Dana?
Coach Brooks, almost a different team than we saw just 24 hours ago. Offensive production up and down the roster. What changed tonight?
We got back to the drawing board. We got home last night, watched a ton of film, and had to come up with new schemes, a new plan, and just get the guys to buy into it, and hopefully we have the continued success.
Is there anyone who can stop Miles Jones?
I mean, I'm sure there is, but when he plays at that caliber, he's pretty unbelievable.
Good stuff, thank you.
Thank you.
Jones has been imperious, formidable, and unstoppable in the opening half. We'll preview tomorrow's final in the Maybelline WLL Champ Series at halftime. It'll be the New York Charging Izzy Skane and the Boston Guard, led by the great Charlotte North. Star power.
Oh, yeah.
New York, Boston,
Yes.
once again. This time for all the marbles. It's like a boxer who lands a big punch and then drops his hands and then takes one. And that's where Boston's been so good in this Champ Series, countering after goals. Carpenter hits the crossbar, out of bounds, Boston ball. One of the big differences between field lacrosse and sixes, in field lacrosse, shot out of bounds can be backed up if the player from the shooting team is closest to the ball where and when it goes out. And this is like basketball, goes out of bounds. Last touch on who? Other team gets the ball. Campbell continues to cook. He now has 6 points, 5 goals, and a helper.
A big sweep, using his defender as a screen.
Kirst got a piece of that, so that will be Atlas ball since it was last touch on the Cannons goalie, Colin Kirst. Here's your matchup, Ryan. Bubba Fairman now getting Malloy. A challenge flag.
They're going to review it. They would review it anyway.
Gotcha.
But they typically review these.
Previous goal by the Cannons was ruled a one-pointer, and the Cannons have challenged that rule.
Well, according to the rules, you can't challenge a two-pointer or a one-pointer because that is looked at after every quarter. So you can throw the flag, but technically this is not a play that is reviewable because these are reviewed at the end of every quarter anyway.
2 pointers get looked at the end of the quarter. No challenge. Going to be Atlas ball. Let's play.
That's what I was trying to say. Is like, why are we even reviewing this? We're going to review it anyway. You could see Matty Palin explaining and saying, hey, that's on me. I should have just told you that right away.
What the coaches can challenge is goal, no goal on a one-point shot. Miles Jones gets another one. You can challenge whether it was a crease violation, a shot clock reset, or any possession call involving the boundary, but you can't challenge if the foot was on or off the line. That's looked at anyway. They cleaned that up at the end of the quarter. So we get it right. Bubba Fairman against Kahn. Those two teamed up on that great Maryland team a few years ago that went undefeated.
Get help! Hang! Hang!
Fairman, remember, began his college career as an offensive midfielder. Asher Nolting, he's got 3 assists today. Draws the slide over to Silstrup. Good look. Silstrup fell down. Entenmann springs out of net.
Another beautiful save by Entenmann, and then the athleticism to get out from the crease and go secure the loose ball.
Costabile, that's a 2. It skips offline.
Those ground balls have been adding up. Atlas right now tripling up the Cannons in terms of that differential.
Back up!
There's Jeff Trainer. First game of this champ series. Entenmann denies the angle. One thing Liam Entenmann talked about before this champ series started, he said, knowing that a shot out of bounds is essentially a turnover, he said, as a goalie, your stance can sometimes dictate where the shot is going. If they're going to make the tough shots, you tip your cap. Here comes Dixon. But he wants to take away the easy and medium angles by his positioning to make you take that higher degree of difficulty shot, knowing if you miss the cage, turnover.
Cannons foul, 43. 1 minute, unnecessary roughness, late hit. That play is under review.
That's Jeff Trainer, and they will take a closer look. Now getting Trainer back, what does that add for Boston?
He adds an edge that we just saw on display. Granted, it was a penalty, but does that influence Dixon kind of the rest of this game, knowing like, hey, if I go to the cage and he's around, I'm going to end up on the ground.
Dixon is 6'1" and listed at about 160. Slim Reaper.
Soaking wet.
I mean, it's just late, not head. No, well, they all are. After review, call stands 1 minute, unnecessary roughness, late hit.
And I'm glad they didn't escalate that. It was shoulder to shoulder. It was late, but there was nothing to the head.
And you heard Jeff Trainer ask, is that locked in? So some penalties, they're releasable. A goal is scored, the penalty is off. In this format, all penalties are non-releasable. Jacoby, doorstep, dunk.
Nice find there by Costabile and good action by Atlas. You can see them now trying to employ a little bit of that press, but you got to get closer to your matchup there.
It was almost a show me and then back off. Verdaro gives it up. Nolting against Jones. Nolting shakes Jones. Shoots. Body save Entenmann. Camizio picks it up. A dozen saves for the two-time Kelly Award winner at Notre Dame, Liam Entenmann.
And to build on your point, Atlas still on the power play.
Jones to the wing, Jacoby with a rocket offline.
Didn't love Atlas's spacing there on the power play. They had two guys parked on the crease there.
Let's listen to Stephen Brooks.
Who's helping? Who's helping?
Sound of silence from Coach Brooks.
Work hard, Carp. Work hard, Carp.
Verdaro's had a big champ series. Little two-man game with Knowlton.
Cut it
Shot
off,
clock
Ron.
at 4.
Good, Ron. Good job, Ron. Good job. Hey, Ron. Chet. Costa, come to the ball.
Here you go, Jeff. Here we go.
Alone.
Those defensive instructions were specifically off ball, being mindful of Campbell, who's torched him so far.
Campbell's got 6 points, 5 goals.
Con, stay right here.
Malloy, Costabile, off the crossbar, Cannon's ball.
They subbed while Malloy was dodging, so Cannons had an extra free defender out there for a bit.
Verdaro from the high wing.
He's been quiet.
They go behind the cage. Knowlton, or rather Drenner, got top side. Mustards through. Flag down. Might be waved off here.
Foul on Atlas. Hold gets wiped out. Good goal. Atlas ball.
You just can't throw that check if you're Miles Jones. You're going to see him try to go over the head. Unsuccessful, and then Razanka comes in with the tackle.
The League One Volleyball Classic wraps up later tonight with the championship match. Coverage on ESPN2 beginning at 8:30. Jacoby held onto that ball for a long time and gave it up and turned it over.
Not great spacing. Again, Jones and Malloy were in the same spot.
Step up.
Parlett taken away by Camizio.
Here we go.
He's been great causing turnovers all championship series.
He's been a vacuum off the ground today as well. 5 ground balls. Dixon against Parlett. Dixon had a steam, fires and scores.
Nice sweep there by Dixon. And because he went across the width of the field, he still had enough shooting angle.
Get under that. MJ ball.
Second goal for Xander Dixon. Jeff Trainer the answer. That's what Boston has been so good in this entire week-long championship series.
It's almost like Atlas get back and they just let their guard down.
Dixon, save, curse, Dixon in the crease.
You know they're going to be looking at that on the iPad on the Atlas sideline.
Well, they have until they get the ball back to challenge. Stephen Brooks keeps that red flag in his back pocket. Knowlton fakes the pass. Bull dodge. Out of bounds to the Atlas. No challenge.
And I think that was a good decision on the game for the left side of your screen. It did look like Dixon stepped in the crease.
Jacoby against Trainer.
Good.
Little two-man game now with Malloy. There comes Costabile. Working on Fairman, good matchup. Costabile sweeps across, here comes help. Draws the slide over to Malloy, shot clock at 2-1. Save cursed, rebound loose. And it's picked up by Trainer. 11 saves for Colin Kirst.
And that possession shows what Jeff Trainer brings to you defensively. It was just a heady late double team in that shot clock when you don't have enough time to run away from the pressure and then feed.
Who's on?
Campbell on Razanka, trail check, turnover. Atlas pushing, poked loose from behind. Up ahead to Malloy. Knowlton wrestles him to the ground, flag down, penalty coming on Boston. Free possession. Smith. Shot, score, goal for the Atlas.
How did Malloy hold on to the ball?
Rezonka the tally.
Gets wiped out. Good goal. Cannon's ball.
I mean, Nolting just tackled him.
It's a tackle.
It was a tackle.
Form tackle.
This is just a tackle, and Malloy, the stick control to hold on to it to keep the possession alive.
Is that recorded as a tackle in the box score unassisted?
You're alone, Tyler! Kick right, Tyler!
Campbell's been the top scorer for the Cannons.
Go.
Two-time PLL All-Star. Out of bounds, off
we
the
go!
pipe to the Atlas, who have a 4-point advantage with 37 seconds to go in the third. Winner will face a rested Utah Archers team in tomorrow's final. Here comes Miles Jones. Rawl trying to stay with him. Jones lowers the shoulder. Over to Dixon, low shot. Boy, we've seen him do that so often.
Yeah.
That little turn and low almost worm burner.
You're more surprised when it doesn't go coming out of Dixon's stick. He's such a magician scoring from any angle.
Aslanian's got range. Trainer's got a 2 today. Trainer inside the arc. Atlas ball, 5.4 seconds to go. Still time.
Still plenty of time to advance this and get a decent look. If I'm Cannons, I'm pressing out a little bit on this outlet pass.
There's Entenmann, had a goal yesterday. Entenmann across midfield, over to Carpenter, fires on Cage, and hits the front post. Ironsides to take us into quarter number 4. Cannons won yesterday in pool play. They beat the Atlas by 8. Atlas up by 4, 8 minutes to play. It's getting physical. Rezonka and Trenner. We saw Nolting and Malloy and the Slim Reaper.
He's playing unbelievable quick. They're like inconsistent on when they want to get to the switch, right? Set really good picks, go off and hard. 3-1-1, 3-2-1. Come on, Carter. Good boys, 2. Steady! Okay, cool. Cool. Here we go. Take your time. Come on, all right. Take your time.
Well, welcome back to the Lexus Championship Series on ESPN. All the borderline 2-point shots are reviewed at the end of the quarter. So they reviewed the one in question, Matty Palum with the verdict.
At the 7:34 mark of the third quarter, there was a goal scored by the Cannons that was ruled a 1 on the field. That has been changed to a 2. The proper score will be 15-18.
So the margin is 3, which is what it was at halftime.
Yeah, as we take one more look at this Campbell 2-pointer that they tried to challenge. Got talked through like, hey, we're going to look at that. And I think if you're Atlas, last night you only scored 4 goals in the whole second half. You put up 4 in that third quarter to maintain the 3-goal margin.
Miles Jones, 4 goals and an assist. Dana, what is the cocktail defensively for the Cannons?
Well, defensively coming out of that huddle, Nish, that's what was addressed. It was don't show our slides too early. It involves the Atlas moving the ball pretty quickly. And a priority, you got to slide to Miles Jones and Brian Costabile. No surprise there.
Yeah, Miles has just got 4 goals. I think you want to slide to him and just see who else can beat you.
Yeah, the danger is Jones with his size, as that shot is blocked, is able to see the whole field. He's 6'5". You slide to him, he can find the open guy.
Fair. He's shooting 4 for 4. He's shooting 100%.
That's good.
So I'm taking my chances elsewhere.
Verdaro, goal line extended. Feeds inside, Trenner ran out of an angle. Serpents and stings.
Where Jones is hurting Atlas is defensively. He kind of gave up on that Drenner cut. Drenner wisely turned down, got a low angle shot, ran behind the goal and just kept going, and Jones stayed on the near side pipe.
Jacoby working on Parlett. Carpenter. Costabile, that's a 2. Big save by Curse.
Huge.
On a howitzer.
Huge stop by Curse.
98 miles per hour off the stick of Brian Costabile. A 2 can tie it for the Cannons. Campbell is capable from the outside. Campbell, hesitation, bangs one right off the pipe.
It was a beautiful little hesitation, and then he exploded.
It's a turnover. And they're looking at Campbell on the sideline. They took that shot. And remember, Marcus Holman is already out. Former PLL Attackman of the Year is Vardaro. This is...
Bump, going. We're fine here, right and left.
The athletic training staff on the Cannon side is evaluating Campbell's left arm. I'll let you know when I have more of an update.
All right, thank you, Dana. Campbell, 5 goals today. He's hit the pipe twice. He came into the game with 9 assists, most of any player in this Champ Series. And now Brian Holman, your depth is really getting tested. Campbell, left arm, question. That's the hit at the end.
Rezanka coming in.
Marcus Holman, son of the head coach, Brian Holman, one of the best pro players ever.
Yeah.
He's out for the game with a lower body injury. And remember, for Jeff Trainer,
this is his first game back. Yeah, he got banged up leading into the live action earlier this week. So Matt Campbell, you hope he can come back, because he has been on fire tonight. 4 goals and a 2-pointer, 7 points total. He's been dominant for them offensively. So they're already a little thin on the offensive side of the field. They can't afford to lose Campbell.
Matt Campbell, good news if you're a Cannons fan, has been cleared to go back into the game. He's holding the stick with both his hands, cradling, so expect to see him back in the game.
Yeah, that is good news. Thanks, Dana.
Good, your pipe.
Costabile against Fairman. Fairman into the back of Costabile. Now Jones against Aslanian. Amtrak's his way in. Jones goes down. Jacoby telegraphed the shot. Flag down.
Cannon foul 43, 1 minute illegal body check. That play is under review.
Now they will look at this one. So the last foul involving Trainer was under review, and there wasn't more than what was called on the field.
It was on another slide because Aslanian was originally matched up on Jones as he goes to dodge.
Tomorrow on ESPN, it's a big Monday doubleheader in the ACC and the Big 12. Cooper Flagg, slam dunk ACC Player of the Year, maybe the National Player of the Year, leading number 3 Duke against Virginia. Bit of a rebuilding year for UVA. And then former Tar Heel Caleb Love and number 13 Arizona will take on Baylor.
You know, one of the things they're looking at is any contact to the helmet. Does the player leave his feet as a kind of projectile?
A lot of what you look at when it comes to targeting in football.
After review, call stands. 1 minute illegal body check. Atlas man up.
A 1 minute power play. Again, all penalties, full time. New York 1 for 1 on the power play. 3 for 3 in the championship series. Jones over to Jacoby. Malloy, great feed inside. Ronan Jacoby makes it 19-16. Coming up on 5 minutes. Cannon still shorthanded. Nolting the shorthanded tally.
Yeah, it just can't happen. You've got an extra defender. Get back and park yourself right on the crease to support on off-ball cuts. If an on-ball defender gets beat.
Matt Campbell back into the game. Still 20 seconds on this power play. Dixon back to Jones. Here's Malloy. Caroms off the post.
Was that off the post or his helmet? They're calling it off the post.
Timeout, Brian Holman.
So that's a win if you're a Cannons fan. With that shorthanded goal, you basically go even. Here's that last shot by Malloy.
It does hit the crossbar.
It does.
But does it hit his helmet first?
That's
the question. And if it does, it means it's Atlas ball.
And you still have a few seconds left on the power play.
And that is a play that you can still challenge.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like they're looking at it. But real time, I thought that hit off of Kirst's helmet. It certainly hits the pipe. But I thought this hit off of Kirst's helmet first.
I'm not sure there's anything definitive, though, from what we've seen.
Yeah.
Which would overturn the call. And
that's fair.
And that would be a play where you would have to challenge 2 minutes or less, and then overtime, then all the replay reviews come from the officials. 4.5 to go in the fourth quarter for each team. What does this final stretch come down to?
I think this is where you need your best players to step up. Matt Campbell, in particular, for Cannons offensively, and Asher Nolting, relatively quiet 5 points.
There is Campbell on cue. The Cannons within 1.
And this is where you've really got to be mindful of twos and any sort of saves.
Jones quickly up ahead. He threw it away. Costabile slipped.
And this is where the saves get magnified, right?
We saw that in the championship certainly last year. Both goalies were sensational down the stretch and made some fantastic saves in OT. Drenner over to Nolting. He's hit a couple of twos in this champ series. Working on Carpenter, Cyclones away, spins it back, shot by Drenner, bounces over the cage.
Heady rotation there by Kobe Smith, number 0. He was off ball on the other side of the field. He rotated to the crease to get Drenner's shot just a little off the mark.
There comes Miles Jones, marked by Aslanian. Jones steered toward the sideline, spins it to X. Jacoby playing hangman with Trainer. Shot clock inside of 10. Costabile, the pick man for Malloy. Malloy puts it on Cage, but it is blocked. Loose in front, shot clock at 2. Slim Reaper beats the shot clock. Xander Dixon, and the lead is 2.
Picks up the loose change. He's so slippery. He's so slick. Still too early to be hunting twos. You'll take it, the shot if it's there.
Here comes Drenner. Silstrop gives it up. Nolting wanted it. Instead Verdaro. Down the alley. Kobe Smith with him step for step. Shot clock violation. A terrific defense one-on-one by Kobe Smith.
Great defense there by Atlas. I felt like Cannons, it just took them a little bit too long to get into their action.
30-second shot clock.
And with that 13-yard two-point arc, huge difference between a 2 versus a 3-point lead.
Here comes Jones. Thought about the low-angle shot from the alley. Instead finds Camizio for the goal.
With a casual finish.
Again, Atlas not getting back, caught in the sub game. Parlett spins and scores. If you're not alert after a goal, the Cannons have shown repeatedly against every opponent, they'll make you pay.
Yeah, again, it goes back to Colin Kirst.
And a timeout by Stephen Brooks.
Not dwelling on the goal given up, but how quickly can we respond? And especially late in the game to do it so quickly, Anish, now you afford yourself more time.
All right, listen, ball's over there. Khan's gonna get the ball. We have 20 seconds left. Khan, we're gonna do the reverse that cycle. Dixon, you're back here. Khan will carry all the way over to here. As soon as he hits over here, he'll go here and roll back. Dixon is gonna be the clear through and curl. Same thing. Jacoby's gonna be here to float. Costa, Miles, you good? Okay, I need Costa here, Miles here. Miles, you're just gonna flash backside. Costa, you're gonna roll up. Hey, be smart here, 20 seconds. I got one more timeout full. Hey, 2 fucking minutes. 2 minutes with everything you got. Get deep defensively. Hey, Bulls up 3, 1, 2, 3.
I need to see the ball in Costabile, Malloy, or Jones' stick. If I'm gonna live with the end result, I need one of those 3 to have the ball.
Let's set the stage. The Archers are the 1 seed. They await the winner of this game. The Cannons won the Champ Series a year ago. The Atlas have had their moments in the history of the PLL. They just don't have any hardware. And we said it at the start of this championship series. Can the Atlas win something? Dixon turned away. And Kirst did not get a piece of that, so it's going to go the other way.
I mean, it's a decent look. One that normally Dixon finishes.
Each goalie with a baker's dozen in terms of saves. Verdaro, his shot misses the mark. Back to the Atlas. Still a 1-possession game, 1:46 to go. This has easily been the best game of this Champ Series on the men's side. Second day in a row, these two have met. Boston won yesterday by 8. Jones measures Fairman. Miles posting up, plays it back behind the cage. Shot clock at 5. Dixon, Jones, thought about the crank, face dodge, shot, score!
Incredible patience there by Atlas offensively.
And there's a man down for Boston. Miles Jones has been Hercules tonight. 7 points, 5 goals, 2 assists.
On 100% shooting. That huge hitch and then face dodge to get underneath, and somehow he finds a little sliver on that near pipe.
And Bubba Fairman, who fell down trying to guard Jones, just limped off the field. We're going to get a timeout. This is a good timeout here by Brian Holman. You've got 2. They don't carry over if you get to OT. Give Fairman a few extra beats to maybe get his bearings.
And talk about with a 3-goal margin, how do we want to play this? As we take one more look of the injury as Fairman falls down. With a 3-goal, do you go for the 2 here, or do you try to get a quick 1?
Right. I'm going to flip it 2 for 2. Yeah. Just keep playing, right? Yeah.
If it isn't there, you got it? Are you comfortable with it? Yeah. Okay, all right, just come over for the flip. We don't need a 2, we just want to score. Hey, we go right into Carolina. We got to get into the face of the goalie. Everybody's got a lock. Right into Carolina after we score or a save. Everybody good with that? All right, let's go. All right, boom on 1, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
What that Carolina term that he's talking about, that's their full court press. So whether they score or not, expect them to basically shut off everybody, eliminating any potential outlets for Entenmann. What they're trying to do is get a 10-second violation. Now the play that they'll employ coming off of this, Campbell and Aslanian, those are the 2 guys that they're going to be hunting a 2-pointer. If it's there, they'll take it. If not, they've got to cash in on one just to get this down to a one-possession game.
And here's where you miss a Marcus Holman.
Yep.
Big game hunter, 2-point threat. Nolting initiates against Kobe Smith. Nolting, the shovel. There's the slide off the stick of Drenner, turned over. Rezanka leading the charge. He'll try to play keep away. Nolting throws him to the ground. The official wasn't looking, no flag, and now tempers begin to bubble.
Got to get in there.
Now, one of the officials signaled timeout. Atlas was not looking at the play, and that's why no flag was thrown. It was the official nearest to the ball and the play. I think Matty Palem's going to come look at this. They have to.
Here's Rezanka.
Watch the official in yellow there. He's not looking. He's looking toward the sideline for the timeout. And then it starts to get heated.
Here's the tackle.
Yeah, Rezanka took issue with it. Trainer gets involved. Miles Jones comes out in support of his teammates. And then Costabile and Nolting have words.
Some face washing going on in there.
Let's see what Matty Palem has to say.
Timeout was out before the hold.
Real quick to that last possession by Cannons. Give credit where credit is due. Tyler Carpenter blew that play up. They did the little flip to Campbell. Didn't have the two. He starts barreling down towards the cage, and Carpenter slides.
We don't call technical fouls. Like if it was a bad body check, yeah. I don't think you guys have been on the wrong end of this thing, have you?
I like that we're not just throwing flags to throw flags, Anish. It's 1 minute of a semifinal game.
Goalie is out. Dixon. Magellan's around to the other side. Fakes the pass. Still playing keep away. Fairman and Rawl trying to converge. Now Kirst back in goal. Camizio pops it into the air with the shot clock winding down. Kirst catches it. Still time. 2-possession game. They got to go quickly. Trainer, the trailer. From long distance!
Oh, now you gotta press. You gotta press here. You get a 10-second violation.
22-21. Costabile up ahead. Camizio across the timeline.
You gotta pressure. You gotta pressure the ball.
Atlas trying to run out the clock. Atlas out of timeouts. Costabile, doorstep, the dunk.
But don't do that because you give the ball back to Cannons.
A two can tie it. 23-21. Campbell over to Verduro. The two! We're tied with 1.9. Entenmann shuts it down. A thrilling finish in regulation. And we go to OT. The Cannons, 2 incredible 2-pointers in the final seconds of regulation, and then Costabile took the bait on the slam dunk one, leaving the gate open for the defending champions.
As soon as he shot it, words were coming out of that mouth, just run out the clock. As soon as you score that, you give the Cannons a possession and an opportunity. 2 2-pointers in the last 26 seconds. What did we just see?
What did we see?
What did we just see? Let's start with the Trainer 2-pointer. This is desperation mode. The ridiculous high bouncer, tough to track. You can see Entenmann, the frustration there, but okay, let's reset. Here's Costabile on the doorstep. You can see the shot clock 13-12, winding down, but Vardaro, again, off of a Cannons allowed goal. They get the ball up and out. And that's his first two-pointer of the championship series and his first goal of the game.
He had only attempted one two-pointer in the first 3 games of this champ series. He had done most of his work inside the arc. So there is a new wrinkle to overtime. The last 2 years, sudden victory, first goal wins. Now, a 4-minute overtime period will be played. Then if it's still tied, you go to sudden death.
And if you're Liam Intiman, right now you just need to reset, right? You just need to flush that out. Whatever just happened, it's now a new 4-minute game.
And here's the other part. Timeouts don't carry over to overtime. You don't get any extra timeouts in overtime. So the coaching has been done in a lot of ways.
Let the players decide it. Love it.
Winner to tomorrow's final against the Archers. First overtime game of this year's Champ Series. And we are in instant classic territory.
The happiest people right now, besides the Cannons, are the Archers. They're like, just keep playing. Just keep playing.
Beat each other up, run more.
Let's get this to a second overtime.
Bubba Fairman will face off against Rezanka. The last time this game was tied, it was 1-1. Atlas have held on to the lead pretty much the whole way. Campbell comes up with the ball. 9-point game for Campbell, who had an 11-point game earlier in this Champ Series. The former Villanova Wildcat has blossomed into a superstar in the PLL on all fronts. Vardaro had the game-tying goal at the end of regulation, the 2. Drenner, so clutch, so consistent, and he gives Boston its first lead of the game. It comes in overtime.
On a beautiful hitch and top
Jones
step.
for 2. He's still without a two-pointer, surprisingly, in this championship series. And now the Cannons can tack on.
That thing was moving.
Archers, the 2-time PLL champions, awaiting the winner. Cannons won the Champ Series last year. Atlas looking to win something for the first time. Nolting against Rezanka. Nolting shoots. Entenmann snags the rebound. Here comes Carpenter now. 14 saves for Entenmann. Carpenter feathers the sideline, streaks toward the cage, poke loose from behind. Carpenter lost his helmet. Matty Palem stops play.
What an incredible individual effort there by Campbell. Clearly bothered by that arm.
Bubba Fairman against Jones. Now picked up by Camizio. Drenner windmills down the alley. Spins it back to X.
Cannons had too many men on the field.
They get called for it. Here comes Jones. Team high 7 points for the Atlas. Jacoby's got 2 goals today. It's been a quiet Champ Series for him. Jacoby for 2. Kirst with the stop.
Kirst has been really good on those 2-point range shots.
Trainer turbos past Jones, slams the brakes.
He's only given up 1 today.
Less than 2 minutes to go in OT. Nolting, bounce shot, Entenmann gobbles. "15 saves for Liam Entenmann. We come up on 90 seconds to play in overtime. If we're tied, then we go to sudden death.
Go!
Sweeping across, Carpenter plays it back. Kahn, bouncer, save, rebound Dixon. Fresh 30, Malloy for the lead. Kirst gets a piece, tangled with Dixon. Kirst comes up with it.
Another huge save from Kirst on a two-pointer. The previous few had been low. Malloy kept that one high.
That was the 100th shot of the game. Drenner initiates the dodge. Entenmann comes up with the save. Drenner in the crease. 47 seconds to go. Atlas again can tie with a 1, can take the lead with a 2. Costabile against Campbell. Regains his balance. Dumps it back out to Malloy. They've got Malloy, they've got Jones, they've got Costabile. Here's Costabile, shot clock inside of 10. Double came quick. Malloy can't catch it. Turnover, and now the Cannons can run out the clock. No timeouts. Parlett has it poked away. Dixon didn't know. Gets it back. A chance. Rasaka shot it. He had a trailer.
Colin Kirst comes up huge again.
Final seconds. Loose ball, middle of the field. Verduro picks it up, and the Cannons on to the final. In the final seconds of regulation, the Atlas had the ball. There was more time on the shot clock than the game clock, and all they had to do was run out the clock. Instead, Brian Costabile scores from just outside the crease. It gave Boston an opening. Verduro cashes in a 2-pointer to send the game into OT. We only had 1 goal in overtime. It ends up being all Boston needed.
And Colin Kirst, he was the difference maker in overtime, standing on his head. 4 saves, didn't give up a goal, made 4 huge stops, including multiple attempts from the 2-point line, 17 for the game.